abstract this game laid out? Well, we'll see how that plays out when our allies get those stacks. But without further ado, it is going to be game 2 between Evos SG, the champions of MPL SG Season 1, as well as Execration, the runner-up of MPL Philippines. Who is it that's going to pick this game up? Is it going to be Execration that completes the 2-0, or is it Evos SG that brings us the distance? Let's find out.
Opening up the portal back into the land of dawn. Of course, with my favorite phrase. Oh, thank you for completing that for me.
I can hear it even before you say it, Abstract. Come on, do it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of leaving you hanging for the sole purpose of kind of making you think that I'm gonna say all right. So, well, let us move right on, all right? As we look at the top lane, it is gonna be a Benedetta as well as Renzio that's gonna be playing onto the Uranus, fighting against one another. On the other side of the lane, we're gonna be looking at Kiara that's going to be playing onto the Harif, fighting against Alice down bottom. Well, Alice going to have a little bit of a problem down there. While in the middle lane, we're also going to be looking at Girl and JPL fighting against Kel VJ as well as Chuck New. Sorry, Kel VJ is the Lancelot, so we'll be going on the jungles. And E2 Max, the one onto the Selena.
Yes, so we talked about this before. Alice going up against a Harif, that's usually a losing matchup against in the favor of the Harif. But this is an Evos SG Alice. I've seen this before. Pokemon rotates with an Alice. He doesn't stay in lane, but good damage coming out on top of Girl. Unable to steal it. Execration will walk away for the time being. Evos SG, Girl will be licking the wounds.
And well, what can I say? The early execution from Execration is well, I'm trying to find something to say. Excruciatingly painful. Ah, there we go. I connected the dots. And Evos SG, well, they didn't quite expect how Execration is rather aggressive in the early stages when they're looking at the Selena as well. So it is going to be a relatively nicely balanced team that Execration managed to pump into their own lineup, because just a single Selena alone is more than enough to set up the pace for the early stages because of the major amount of burst damage he's able to bring out. And once Harif is at level 4, that is a ganking potential that E2 Max can be working on in the bottom lane.
Yeah, map dominance is still in the favor of Execration. They're stomping all across the river. The traps are being set. Level 4,
there
first blood goes over to Execration for now. That's going to put Pokemon a little bit behind, and no Pokemon for this turtle push. Now, Evos SG, they have to give this up.
This is exactly what I was expecting, right? So Execration have already, you know, met the expectations of what I was thinking that they would do. They are kind of just, you know, conditioning Evos SG to think that, hey, we're going to the late game. But in before, we are actually playing as aggressive as we can in the early stages of the game, because we are going to bring you into a foreign territory whereby you would want to play a late game composition, you know, kind of one step at a time. But we are over it, you know. If you're foreign at this current way of playing, then we are going to put you at a really tough time.
You notice how Execration has no respect of Evos SG's personal space. Renzio cutting the farm on the top side. When I see Chuck Lu, right, as a joy, I think of JPL for some weird reason, but Chuck Lu is there just dishing out the damage. Will also might take away Evos SG's orange buff, which the Grandeur desperately needs. However, the members of Evos SG, they're looking at the bottom side, they probably want to take down this Kelra.
It's really unfortunate though. It does seem like Evos SG, they are trying their very best to try to set up a fight against Kiara, and they are expending so much resources to the point that even Girl is heading down to the bottom lane, while Soul, as the Benedetta, which we saw before, Benedetta on Soul is slippery and he can hardly be killed, but Execration did it so easily. While Evos SG, they could not settle the score against this Harif.
Yeah, there's too many lockdowns coming out from Execration, right? The Unstoppable Force and Ejected coming out from Chuck New, the episode arrow follow-up is just the wombo you mentioned about the wombo combo Unga Bunga is true coming out from Evos as well as Chuck Nu. Now, Evos SG is going to do the same old thing again, try to push down this one lane and then try to play in other lanes. Now, Chuck Nu will force the unstoppable force on top of Pokemon. The flicker was it. You're going to commit.
This is a full committal action from the side of Execration. It is a confirmed kill onto the side of Pokemon. And the way that Evos SG has drafted for themselves is very part of the later games. JPL, yes, it does seem like he do have a really strong healing potential in the early stages of the game. Girl, he do have the Popo Surprise in order to change things up and of course change the pacing that Execution does. The timing and all will be then affected because of that short little trap. But it doesn't seem like things are working towards the ideas of what they had in mind, because everything is on paper. In theory, it sounds about right. But Execration is kind of outmaneuvering against Evos SG, and it is a really tough place for them to be at.
Yeah, I agree with you because Execration is stealing kills over the Kelra. Kelra will pop off a lot earlier, and now don't forget Soul being a Benedicta. There's a lot of trouble right here. Execration is constantly ganking the side lanes. Speaking of the side lanes, if Pokemon will get injected once again.
And Pokemon with only a sliver of health, he gets himself away just in the nick of time before anyone lays the finishing blow right on top of him. While Renzio is happily farming at the top lane, very casually waltzing away while he's supposedly getting a lot of heals over time. KillVJ just slithering all about, sliding in and out, and with Renzio covering his 6. He's still gonna be safe and sound, and Evos SG realizes that there is no way that they can kind of force a fight out or even force a kill out.
Yeah, you see how Pokemon just forfeited that far, but Chuck Nu ejects the Pokemon all the way back. Summer Force goes down by Zelra again. Potato, even with the Rhapsody, Pokemon cease to exist for the time being on the side of Evos SG.
This is literally fight all over the place as we're looking at the Sword Out Slashes all the way. Sorry, not Sword Out Slashes actually. It is going to be the Phantom Execution that KillVJ did manage to push right out onto the side of Evos SG. It does seem like Girls, Popo and Koopa, unfortunately, is not as impactful as I was thinking of, because Koopa, he's not really quite in the way of Chuck Nu as much as I was hoping for, and it's not exactly in the way of their own members when it comes to absorbing the Abyssal Arrow as well.
Look at Renzio, who doesn't care?
They don't care at all. Nothing is going to be bringing him down. Pokemon doesn't really quite... You know what? I need to start supporting teams in order for the Caster's Caster's Curse to eventually set in.
You know what? That's a bit of an overcommitment over for the side of Evos SG just to take Renzio down. Now, Evos SG might actually want that because they're trying to push him down the bottom side, because that's something they have prior for the time being, but Max catches the JPL. Big damage over the side of Evos SG. Must run away. Abyssal Arrow lands, but it doesn't hit the members of Evos SG. They will get off for now, but Execration, I think they got the better end of the deal.
A slightly better end of the deal, despite the fact that we're looking at Execution with about 4 kills ahead of Evos SG. This doesn't mean that Evos SG is at all out of the game just yet, because they are only roughly about 1,000 gold behind, and they managed to get a really nice trap. Triple surprise onto E2 Max. Subsequently, they're just going to be following up onto Chuck Nu as well, but unfortunately, Kara coming in from behind. He's just going to be a nasty nuisance with the Zaman Force, pushing out a lot of damage right onto JPL, with JPL completely being taken down, with Kara picking up a double.
You know, the moment when I see Execration land down the Zaman Force and you see Evos SG's whole stack. Oh no! He goes down for the time, but you know what as I was saying, when I see Execration, when I see Kara land on the Zaman Force and Evos SG just huddle up together and they're gonna take all the damage from Kara, and that's exactly what Execration wants to do now. Pokemon is trying to outmove her, but the members of Execration are already on it.
Pokemon, there really isn't much place that he can go because the Abyssal Trap is already laid out on top of Pokemon. The amount of movement speed reduction is just way too much for him to even get out of it, even to the point that he had used his Blood Ball, as well as he didn't have the Flicker, so he didn't use the Flicker at all. Flicker will be back up in 3 seconds, and that is where we should be able to expect Evos going all out aggressive again with the help of Pokemon's Flicker into the backlines.
Evos SG, they're losing their endurance. Don't forget, Pokemon is 1-for-0. He's going to take a little bit more time. Every death means 1 or 2 minutes more for Pokemon to climb back up to that crazy Alice, and that is time for Execration to come out now. Nu will be tossing the wolf over to the members of Evos SG, as Evos SG won't be able to push down the top side turret. The defense coming off from Execration is doing very well. Soul finds Keith.
Bottom lane, Pokemon, he gets himself pushing all the way on the second tier turret, trying to go all around the map. He is going to be hugging around the turret, ensuring that Renzio, as well as our dear E2 Max, do not bring down the turret. So really good job so far coming in from Alice, but I don't think that he will be holding down any much longer. With the Zaman Force up top, knocking down right onto the Soul, as he's going to be next part of the hit list, and successfully so, picking himself with a double and continuing on to the forces onto top lane. They would definitely want to bring down this second tier turret as much as possible, but they understand that they cannot be, too forceful with whatever they're trying to do, because the middle lane first tier turret is apparently still up and running.
Yeah, Execration in game number 1. They have a clean top side at 7 minutes. Now, Evos SG at 9, closing to 10 minutes, they have a very clean bottom side. It all boils down to Renzio, this one-man army of Execration, just forcing the matters for the side of Pokemon. It forces Pokemon to come back and defend, not allowing them to join. We talk about how Evos SG, their Alice is rotates even more aggressive as compared to other teams. Now, because the fact that Renzio is forcing Pokemon to stay down and behind to defense, but okay, there's an arrow left on Soul.
He is definitely dead, alright. You see, the custer's cuss, buddy. It's a custer's cuss. I call someone dead, they don't die. And now I didn't call Renzio dead, he died.
Yep, but at the same time, top side of Evos SG make...
I'm done.
Hang up the headsets.
I'm semi done. You may continue.
No, don't go away, Abstract, because my dude, I feel like
my dude.
Evos SG right now, right? They have 4K gold. They have a 4K gold lead to try to solve, right? Pokemon is still farming offside. Renzio goes down for the time being. Just a bit of movement, a reprieve. The one more combo coming up from Johan Chuck Nu as well as E2 Max is what's winning, in my opinion, because Execration, they forced so many early game. Evos SG, their early game is in shambles, Potato unable to pop off. So at the same time, as a Benedetta, you need that early game snowball. Did not pop off. 0-4-0. Pokemon, same thing goes to show itself. 1-4-1. And Girl, as the Popo Ikupa actually picked up a kills, that's not a very good balance in terms of that kill score right now. And Kelra, my god, that Harif is out of control.
Execration is slowly losing control of Evos SG's jungle, as I see it, as it does seem like Evos SG finally did manage to pick up their own purple buff, and they're doing whatever that they can to bring down this small little ballista, but no, the ballista still stays up. As Soul doesn't seem to have much damage to his arsenal, and that is going to be a hard and tough pill to swallow. The rest of the game is going to be reliant on Potato, considering the fact that Potato doesn't die, and considering the fact that if JPL does have the NOD.
Yep, the Lord has spawned. It's an enhanced Lord once again. 12 minutes is the timer for Execration to shine. In fact, they're bringing the late game closer as they go. Evos SG, they're still stuck in mid-game items. Now, Popo and Koopa will be able to stun Chuck Nu just a little bit. The Lord will get retributed by Execration for the time being. Now, Evos SG, they have to brace for impact. The Lord will be marching down.
And for now, we do have down in the bottom lane, Renzio tries to get himself a nice kill down onto onto Alice, but it does seem like he wasn't able to get a shot down. While Soul, I mean, at this point of time, right? At this point in time, Evos SG, you'll want to do whatever that they can to just hold it all out. You know, hold down the fort. And they want to hold down this purple buff as well, but unfortunately Renzo just going to be rushing himself right into the opponent's heart. And it does seem like we are going to be looking at Chaknu being going straight down as Immortality pops, and so will anything else, because Evos SG, they do have the man of the hour going down, and that is going to be Alice. He's going to be very important in the late stages of the game, which is right about now. So him going down is not a good thing at all. We're looking at a so-called trifecta push all the way from the top to the bottom lane. Top lane's inhibitor turret will definitely be gone. I don't think that they will be able to bring down this Lord any faster than the Lord can bring down the inhibitor turret itself.
Yep, with the help of Kara, Custer's
Custer's
once
curse.
again. Statistics be damned, seriously. But hold on a second, Renzo managed to push down the bottom side, and top side looking just a few love taps away from the minion will be able to take down. Now, I feel like we've seen this scene before. It's two open turrets once again. It was Evos SG in game number 1. They find themselves in this exact same position right now. They have the Alice, but it's not online. So, as a Benedetta, his power spike is already long gone. Let's take a look at the items during this brief period of downtime. No damage items in Benedetta, just a blood sex, and then after that, Athena shield as well as brute force. It's pure tank Benedetta. Whereas on the other side, you can look at, you know, the fact that Harif has really had concentrated energy. Yes, I can keep talking, and Renzo will survive, and he will heal.
Pokemon already have 4 items up, and he went on a rather nice build whereby he's trying to go for more damage into his system, and that is having a Calamity Reaper instead of the Enchanted Talisman as well. So I'm going to be keeping my eye more onto Pokemon, as we should be expecting a little bit more coming from him, as we do have the Zaman Force currently being popped up by Kara, but unfortunately it does seem like the concentrated energy coming from him is just going to give him quite a lot of lifesteal coming in. And Lancelot, he just went straight in, is going downtown, gets himself a total of 2 kills, or rather, Soul and Pokemon going down, and not too sure who is going to get that separation, who got who, but it doesn't really quite matter, because Evos SG, they would have to hold on to this core as much as possible. The Abyssal Arrow is not going to land, unfortunately, but Chuck is just going to go in for the Unstoppable Force, and there we go, Force projected onto Girl, but none of the members coming from Execration is just going to follow up at all, until now, as Kara completely flushes the entire team of Evos right behind their throne, right behind their core. They couldn't even do anything against Execration, and Execration have broke the pattern. Execration, the first team from the first runner-up, manages to get themselves a win, a flawless 2-0 win against